Hello, welcome once again, gentle people, to your predictions for your NFL predictions for this week and betting tips and your game week picks, whatever you want to call them. I hope you had a wonderful game week last week and you got some great results and some great winnings as well. For this week, we're going to start with Thursday Night Football as usual, and then we'll get 12. This week we have 14 games, mind you. We have 4 teams that are having a bye. If memory serves me correctly, I think Tennessee and Houston, I don't remember them all, but we have 4 teams that are having a bye. As a result, we have 14 games this week, not 16. Alright, so we're going to jump straight into it, and we're going to start with the Washington Commanders versus the Bears. Alright, Washington Commanders visiting the Chicago Bears here. I'm expecting the Chicago Bears to take care of business here and win this one. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears at minus 2.5. And in terms of total points here, I'm saying that we're going to have over 38.5 points in this game. So recapping my predictions for the Washington Commanders versus Chicago Bears game, I'm expecting Chicago Bears to win, and I'm taking Chicago Bears at minus 2.5 in terms of a spread. And the total points, I'm saying we're having over 38.5 points for this game. Alright, so we're going to jump to our next game, and this is the first game on Sunday, which is the 49ers versus the Falcons. 49ers visiting the Falcons. The 49ers seem like they are running up into form, and as a result, I'm going to take the 49ers to win this one. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to take the 49ers at minus 2.5 as well. And in terms of total points for this game, I'm saying that we're going to have over 38.5 points for this game. Mind you, 49ers have been in a number of low-scoring games this season, so but I'm going to take them to go over 38.5 points for this game. Alright, so recapping predictions for the 49ers versus the Falcons, I'm expecting the 49ers to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take them at minus 2.5. And in terms of total points, I'm saying here that we should have over 38.5 points in this game. Alright, so our next game is the New England Patriots versus the Cleveland Browns. And this one will be at the Mike Brown Stadium, if I remember correctly. This one is in Cleveland though. And so for this game, Cleveland versus the Browns, no, not Patriots versus the Browns. Sorry, my humblest apologies. I'm going to take the Browns to win here, but Matt Jones might be back, and Bill Belichick, he's always a good tactician, so the Browns are not going to have it easy coming Sunday. But I'm going to take the Browns to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take England at plus 2.5. Alright, I'm going to take England at plus 2.5. I think it's going to be close-ish. Yeah. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say here that we should have under 44.5 points. Alright, under 44.5 points for this game. So recapping predictions for the Patriots versus Cleveland. Alright, Cleveland Browns, I'm expecting Cleveland Browns to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Patriots as plus 2.5, and in terms of total points, I'm saying that we're going to have under 44.5 points in this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Patriots versus the Browns. And so we jump to our next game, and our next game is the New York Jets versus the Packers. And the New York Jets visiting the Packers. The Packers lost at the end last week there in London, and I guess they'll be coming back with vengeance. But the Jets, they have been having a really great season, one which they have not had in donkey years, and so but they're having a great season this season, and so therefore the Packers would have to watch out. But I'm going to take the Packers to win here. Packers to win. I'm going to take the Packers at minus 5.5 as well. And in terms of total points for this game, I am saying here that we're going to have over 44.5. And recapping predictions for the Jets versus the Packers, expecting the Packers to win. In terms of a spread, I'm taking the Packers at minus 5.5. In terms of total points, I'm saying here we're going to have over 44.5 points in this game, I do believe. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Jets versus the Packers, and then we're moving on to the Jaguars versus the Colts. Alright, the Jaguars versus the Colts here. The Jaguars, I had them winning last week, but they lost. But for this week again, they'll be visiting the Colts. The Colts usually do very well at home, but the Colts have had some high-scoring games that they come out on the wrong end. But that's how it has been for them for this week. Very unfortunate, but for this season, that is, I should say, very unfortunate. But as it relates to this game, I'm seeing here that I'm going to go with the Jaguars to do business here. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to go with 1.5, minus 1.5 for the Jaguars. Whether or not we're getting plus here, so I'm going to take plus. That means that I should not lose by no more than 2 points if they do lose, that is. And in terms of well, we have a better spread here. We could get the Jaguars to win by a point. So let's take that 1 instead of the 1.5. Alright, and so Jaguars to win by a point. And in terms of, well, we have the 1.5 here. Yeah, Jaguars to win by 1.5. Yeah, so now something is wrong with my side. The Jaguars to win by 1.5. And in terms of total points for this game, I'm seeing here that we're going to have over 39.5 points for this game, I do believe. And so, recapping predictions for the Jaguars versus the Colts, I'm expecting the Jaguars to take this one. And in terms of spread, I'm going to take the Jaguars at minus 1.5. And in terms of total points, I'm saying that we're going to have over 39.5 points in this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Jaguars versus the Colts. And now we're going to move on to our next game. And our next game is the Vikings at the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they have some injury concerns. Tua is out, and they're having some issues with Bridgewater as well. He might be ready for the game on Sunday, but we don't know as yet. To get some more injury updates as it relates to that. And as a result, I'm going to go with the Vikings to take care of business at the Dolphins. But I would be surprised if it's not going to be easy to be honest with you. But if Bridgewater is out and Tua is out, then it might be the Vikings have more of a chance. But Mariota has been doing very, very well so far. And not only Mariota, but we have this guy, Dalvin Cook. He's been destroying teams. So the Vikings, and it's the reason why I'm tipping them to win this one. In terms of a spread, I'm going with minus 2.5 for the Vikings. Minus 2.5 for the Vikings. Yes, minus 2.5. And in terms of total points for this game, I'm looking here and I'm going to say that we're going to have over 44.5, I do believe. And so recapping predictions, the Vikings versus Dolphins, I'm expecting the Vikings to win. In terms of a spread, I'm taking the Vikings at minus 2.5. Total points, I'm also saying that we're going to have over 44.5 points in this game. Alright, so those are the predictions for the Vikings versus Dolphins. And now we'll move on to the Bengals versus the Saints. Bengals within the Saints, and so this one should be an interesting one. The Saints had a very good win over Seahawks the last game around, but I think they'll be coming up against a better defense in this game here against the Bengals, so it won't be as easy for either team, that is. And so therefore, as it relates to this game, I'm going to go with Saints to win. Saints to win in terms of a spread. I'm going to take the Saints at minus 1.5. In terms of total points, I'm going to go here and I'm going to say that we're going to have over 43.5 points in this game. So recapping predictions for the Saints versus Bengals, I'm expecting the Saints to win. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Saints at minus 1.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say we're going to have over 43.5 points for this game. Alright, so moving right along into our next game, and our next game is let's go up there and see our next game. Our next game is Ravens versus the Giants. Alright, Ravens versus the Giants. Ravens versus the Giants here. And so this one, the Giants, they have been having a really good season. They're usually a very tough team to handle at home, but not just this year. From ever since in the past, they've always, even though they've had awful season, they always tend to put up a better performance at home. And so therefore it's going to be a tough one for the Ravens coming Sunday here. It's going to be tough. And I think this one is going to be anybody's game. I think it's going to be low scoring as well. I think it might end up under 50, maybe 40 something, 40 a little bit. Yeah, but I'm going to go here and I'm going to go and I'm going to go and I'm going to go but I'm going to go here with the Ravens to win. But it's not going to be easy for them. Trust me, it's not going to be easy for the Ravens to win. But I'm going with the Ravens to win here, and I'm taking them at minus 2.5. And in terms of total points, I am going to look here and I'm going to say that we're going to have under. I do believe we're going to have under. Where is it? We're going to have under 48.5 points for this game. Alright, so predictions for the Ravens versus the Giants. This one being at the Giants' home. Alright, I'm expecting the Ravens to win. In terms of a spread, I'm saying minus 2.5 for the Ravens. And also in terms of total points, I'm saying that we're going to have under 48.5 points. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Ravens versus the Giants. And now we're going to skedaddle on to the next game. And our next game is Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Alright, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm expecting the Bucs to win here. In terms of spread, I'm taking the Bucs at minus 5.5. And also in terms of total points for this game, I'm saying that here we're going to have over 43.5 points. Alright, so recapping predictions for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm expecting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win here. In terms of a spread, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at minus 5.5. And in terms of total points here, I'm going to say that we're going to have over 43.5 points in this game. I do believe. I do. Well, that's if Steelers don't get shut out. If they get shut out, it might be a little bit less. Well, hope not. Let's hope not. Alright. So those are my predictions for the Buccaneers versus the Steelers. Alright. And now we're going to skedaddle on over to the Panthers versus the Rams. The Panthers fired their head coach earlier this week. And so let's see how things are going to turn out Sunday against the Rams. They are playing against an equally awful team this season. And so the Rams, I think, being the defending champion, they've been playing very awful. I don't know when they're going to pick the slack up. But I need to start picking the slack up soon and very soon, because I might be running out maybe another 3 weeks or so in terms of making the playoffs. Alright. So this game, I'm going to go with the Rams to win. Yeah. Teams are both awful, but I'm going to go with the Rams to win this one. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Rams at let's see if I find. Well, I'm not seeing it though. I expect the Rams to blow away the Panthers here. I don't think that's going to be the case. They are two awful teams, and I don't think that their one is going to blow away the other. Alright, so I'm going to take the Rams here at minus 6.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say that we're going to have here over, well, under rather 44.5 points. I do believe we're going to have under 44.5 points in this game. So predictions for the Panthers versus the Rams. I'm expecting the Rams to win. On the spread, in terms of the spread, I'm saying that I'm taking the Rams at 6.5. So that means they should win by a touchdown here and a field goal. And also in terms of total points, I'm saying here that this game should be under 44.5 points. Alright. So those are my predictions for the Panthers versus the Rams. And now we go on over to Cardinals versus the Seahawks, and this one is going to be an interesting one if Seahawks can fix up that defense for this game. And then I do expect them to beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals haven't been themselves this season. They have been awful as well, but it's going to be a tough and interesting one. Alright, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win here. Being at home, I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Seahawks at minus 2.5. Alright. And in terms of total points for this game, I'm saying that here we're going to have over 44.5 points for this game. Alright, over 44.5 points for this game. I'm seeing some bigger points here. Alright, I'm going to go with this one then. We're going to have over 46.5. Alright, in this game. Alright, so recapping predictions, the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. I'm expecting the Seahawks to win. In terms of a spread, I'm saying Seahawks at minus 2.5. In terms of total points, we're going to have over 46.5 in this game. Alright, so our next game for this week would be the Bills versus the Chiefs. And now this one is going to be another interesting one. It's going to be another interesting one. It might turn out to be a game like what we had last night. The Raiders versus the Chiefs. Yeah, but I do believe if the Bills end up with a lead like that, I don't think the Chiefs are going to get back in it, to be honest with you. But for this one, I'm going to go with the Chiefs to win. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win here. Depending on how the injury concerns play themselves out for the rest of the week, it might point more into Bills' favor. But at the moment, I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this one. Chiefs to win. And I'm going to take the Chiefs at minus 5.5. Chiefs at minus 5.5. Can't get that, so I'm going to, well, Chiefs at minus 5.5. Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to take the Chiefs at plus 1.5, right? Alright, so in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we're going to have over 47.5 points in this game. Alright. Don't have a 47.5 here. So I'm going to go with the next one, which is 49.5. So in terms of this game now, the Bills versus the Chiefs, I'm expecting the Chiefs to win this one. Being at Arrowhead Stadium, they should put in a better performance than which they had last night. Well, they had a great performance last night against the Raiders to come back from 17 down. That's a good performance, and I'm expecting them to continue that. Next game, alright? So the Chiefs to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with plus 1.5 for the Chiefs. And in terms of total points, we're going to have over 49.5 points, I do believe, in this game. And so we're going to go to our next game, and our next game is going to be the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Now this should be an interesting one. Rush is having a wonderful season. He's the backup quarterback and he is coming, and he has not dropped the ball. Mind you, looking at it, if Dak were playing, maybe we'd be saying maybe they'd have lost a game or two. Yeah, but they're on a very good run. I think they're about 4-1. If memory serves me correctly, and so therefore maybe 5-1 by now, don't quite remember. Yeah, but they're doing very well, and they'll be visiting the Eagles, who are a little bit shaky in a sense. They're not 100%, but they're a really good team, and but it's only about this game, this one, and I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win based on what they have been doing recently. Cowboys to win in terms of a spread. I'll go with I'm going to go with 2.5. Alright, so I'm going to go with plus 2.5 in terms of a spread. In terms of total points, I'm saying here that we should have under 44.5 points in this game, I do believe. And so recapping my predictions for this game, Cowboys versus the Eagles, I'm expecting the Cowboys to win this one. In terms of a spread, I'm saying that we're going to have plus 2.5 points, spread 2 plus 2.5 for the Cowboys. That's what I'm going with. In terms of total points now, we're going to have under 44.5 points, I do believe. Alright, those are my predictions for that game, and now we're going to jump on over to our final game of this game week, the Monday night game. The Broncos, who are having a very awful season so far. They've had some close games, very close games. They haven't been losing by much, but they haven't been winning either. So and that's a problem. Alright, so but the Broncos versus the Chargers, they're at the Chargers, and so it's going to be a tough one for them, to be honest with you. It's not going to be easy, but based on the law of averages and based on the hunger that they should be displaying on Monday, then I'm going to give them the edge over the Chargers. So I'm expecting the Broncos to win here. In terms of the spread, I'm going to have them going at 1.5. Alright, 1.5. The Broncos, so not getting 1.5, then so I'm going to take them at minus 2.5. No, well, 1.5 it is. I'm going to get the Broncos at plus 1.5. Alright, so okay then, so in terms of total points here, I'm going to say we're going to have under 46.5 points in this game. So recapping my predictions for the Broncos versus the Chargers. The Broncos, I'm expecting the Broncos to win this one. Visiting the Chargers, yes, I'm expecting the Broncos to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to take the Broncos at plus 1.5, and in terms of total points, I'm saying that we're going to have under 46.5 points for this game. Alright, and so that's how the cookie crumbles this week for your NFL predictions and betting tips. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I say, continue to share my videos on your social media pages. Give this video a thumbs up, and give it a thumbs up, and thank you for your time and thank you for your support. Good luck and happy betting and happy winning.